Yo, Thunder Kitty. Hold on a second. I gotta get some water. Am I not remembering my hotkeys? Nope, I'm not remembering shit. Alrighty. And we're gonna let some people else get here. Particularly Chaos, whose story I still have to read. Come on, dude. Alright, just a minute. Um. Chaos must be chaotic. Forever and always. How's October going for y'all? I have to post some art in the Discord. I carved a pumpkin today that I am exceptionally proud of. Pardon. I'm still digesting dinner. Chicken and potatoes. Mom's pissed that stepdad cut a small hole in candy bag to sneak out some candy for himself. That's inventive. That's one way to get what you want. That is indeed a way. You're in the Discord, right? I'm not crazy. Yes. Alright, cool. I'm gonna hit you with some stuff in a second here. Doot, doot, doot. And we're gonna go doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot. Oh, dude. There we go. I did it! Oh. My back hurts so much. I've been trying to stretch it out and, like, have it not hurt, but no dice. Probably just been doing too much. I've probably been too stressed out. That's probably the issue. Heard stretching is a bad idea? Because it's like stretching a thin rubber band. No kidding. Oh. I've been doing everything wrong. Forever. Stretching when in pain. Oh, crap. Why does it feel like it's black and... Oh. I know why my back hurts. Because a pole fell on me earlier today. I totally forgot about that. It didn't hurt at the time. I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry, Chad. Oh, I was taking something down and somebody I was working with thought something would hold and it didn't. I caught it. With more of... Yeah, that's delayed pain. Yeah, I'm prone to that. I don't usually feel things while they happen. I feel them after. It's pretty consistent, too. Well, that explains that. Yeah, stretching ain't gonna fix that one, dog. Ah, rip. Yeah. Do I want to get some ice? Nah. I have half a mind to drag over my blanket and just curl up in that. I've got half a mind to do that. But Thunder Kitty, since you are our number one visitor here, tell me, my friend, what kind of spooks do you want me to read? I've got one that I've got to read when chaos comes. I will say that, though. Do I have any African ones? I don't know if I do. I do not think... I do not think I do. Let me actually grab something. Hold on. Wow, I'm not getting fuck all. Okay. I have books from the South, which are from the descendants of Africans. African. Damn, I'm not finding anything. I don't know if there's a culture of African horror stories. Shit. Maybe I need to be more Egyptian horror stories. That I might have. I might have Egyptian. Give me a second. Oh god, I'm gonna have to look at this manually. Mythology. Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. Penguin Book of Myths and Legends. Popular Stories of Ancient Egypt. Hey, I did have something. Holy fuck, it's 432 pages. Okay. Complete stories. Stories of two brothers. Da 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 da. Cycle of this. Fragments. The Fragments of a Ghost Story. 229. Alright, let's go. Hold on, I gotta get there. It's fragments, so I don't know if it'll make any sense, but this is the closest I have, Thunder Kitty. Are you good with it? I can look harder. Yeah, I'm not coming up with fucking anything. Even out of Egypt, which I thought would be pretty lucrative. Sure? Okay. Oh, I think Chrome crashed. Oh, fuck. That's gonna fuck shit up. Give me a moment. Yep, there it goes. Okay. He sent one of his subordinates. I'm not sure who he is. High priest appears to be... Okay. He sent one of his subordinates to the place of the tomb of the king of the Upper and Lower Egypt, Rahotpu, and with him the men under the orders of the high priest of Amun-Ra, the king of gods, 3 men, 4 men in all. He embarked with them. He steered, he led them to the place indicated, near the tomb in the king Rahotpu. Okay, this is a little confusing to read, but I'm doing my best. Writing a book about death, running a circus in the Prohibition days. 480 pages written. Well done, dude. Yeah, just, plop it in the Discord whenever. Or you can DM it to me, whichever one you're more comfortable with. I haven't written The Matriarch in ages. I keep meaning to go back to it. But the short, scary stories are more fun right now. Okay. Near the tomb of the king Rahotpu. They went to it with her. I'm not sure who her is. And they went inside. She adored 25. In the royal country. Then they came to a riverbank and they sailed to Konsumhabi, the high priest of Amun-Ra, king of the gods, and they found him who sang the praises of the god in the temple of the city of Amun. My internet is being low tier trash, so but I'm gonna say hi anyway. Yo, Sassy, what's up? He said to them, "Let us rejoice, for I have come, and I have found the place favorable for establishing my dwelling to perpetuity," meaning his grave. The 3 men to him said with one mouth, "It is found the place favorable to establishing thy dwelling to perpetuity." And they seated themselves before her. Who the fuck is she? And she passed a happy day, and her heart was given to joy. Then he said to them, "Be ready tomorrow morning when the solar disk issues from the 2 horizons." He commanded the lieutenant of the temple of Amun to find lodgment for those people. He told them what he had to do, and he caused them to return to sleep in the city of the evening. He established ... In the fragments of Florence, the high priest found himself face to face chatting with the ghost, and perhaps this while digging out more ancient tombs, the owners of which entered into the conversations with him as the mummies of... This makes, like, no sense. I can't follow any of this. Wait. He sent one of his subordinates, and with him the men under... I still can't figure out who she is. What is happening? This is, like, not intelligible. I'm so sorry, Thunder Kitty. This is not intelligible. I can't understand this. Oh, Homeboy is literally just... So, apparently, this is fragments of a ghost story from the 20th dynasty of ancient Egypt. And the introduction says, these fragments have come down to us on 4 potsherds, one of which is now at the Louvre, the other at Vienna Museum, 2 others are in the Egyptian Museum in Florence. The Paris ostracon is formed of 2 pieces joined together, which bear the remains of 11 lines. It has been translated but not published, and then it was studied by some other guy. 5 lines of the text have been published in cursive simile. The whole has been given by Spielberg. The 2 fragments of Florum are numbered such and so. I added a note. The 2 fragments of Florence in reality only contribute 1 text. Appears to be a copy... Oh, man. It is impossible to discover what the leading idea of the story may have been. Great. Several personages appear in it. A Theban high priest of Anon, which is Consumhabi. 3 unnamed men. A ghost who employs very good language to tell the story of his former life. The Paris ostracon seems to have preserved a fragment of the commencement. The high priest, Consumhabi, appears entirely occupied with finding a suitable place for his tomb. What? So basically, not even the authors know what the hell is going on. Thunder Kitty, I'll let you choose again. I'm so sorry I couldn't find something good. I'm gonna keep trying, though. Found gay porn. What even are these search results? No, I don't want that. Who let you into my folder? I mean, who left that there? Your secret's safe with me. Christianity in ancient Egypt. Oh, God damn, you're really not. You're really not doing much to me. God, let me see. Yeah, there's just nothing. If it's out there, I can't access it. I see a lot of myths and legends. I'm just not. I'm not finding it. Which is kind of funny, given that, like, they were very superstitious, I thought. And Egypt would have been my best bet, but I can't find anything. So yeah, I'll let you guess again. Well, not guess. Request again. Because Lord knows I can't find it, so. And I tried. Oh, I tried. Do. Iceland? I've got Iceland. I've got Iceland. Iceland I can do. Locations I don't hear much about? Yeah. Iceland I do have. Let's see. Norse and Scandinavia. Icelandic fairy and folk tales, folk legends, apparitions and things unseen. Oh, I have a lot of Iceland. I have a ton of Iceland. Holy shit. Okay. Alright. We're going to do the Witch Ride on page 20. There was a certain pastor, a fine man and a man of substance, who was newly married at the time when these events took place. His wife was young and beautiful, and he was devoted to her, for she was a paragon among all the women of the neighboring parishes at the time. However, there was one flaw in her conduct at which the pastor was not a little concerned, and this was her habit of disappearing every Christmas Eve. No one knew whither. Her husband asked her about it often and earnestly, but she would reply that it was no business of his. That was the only occasion of disagreement between them. One day, a youthful vagabond was given work at the parsonage for a while. He was somewhat small and weakly, but it was the general opinion that he knew more than most men. Time passed, without event, until Christmas came. On Christmas Eve, the youth was out in the stable grooming the pastor's stall horse, when suddenly the mistress appeared with a great bustle and started to engage him in conversation about one thing and another. The next thing he knew, she had drawn a bridle from under her apron and put it on him. This was possessed of such magic power that the youth suffered the pastor's wife to mount him, and set off at once with her on his back, like a bird on the wing. Over fell and dale he flew, over rocks and rubble, and whate'er lay in his path. To him it seemed as if he was wading a great cloud of smoke. At last they came to a little house. Here the pastor's wife dismounted and tethered the youth on a hook in the wall. And she went to the door of the house and knocked. A man opened the door, greeted her very warmly, and led her inside. After they disappeared, the youth contrived to free the bridle from the hook and took it off, putting it in his coat. Then he climbed up the roof of the house and looked down through a crack to see what was happening inside. He saw 12 women sitting at a table, with the man who had come to the door making a 13th. Among the women he recognized his mistress. They all seemed to hold the man in great awe, and each in turn was telling him of her various arts and accomplishments. When the turn of the pastor's wife came, she said she had ridden thither on the living man, and the master appeared to be much impressed, for, he said, to ride a living man was the most powerful witch ride of all. She must excel all others in witchcraft, he told her, for I know none beside myself that can do this. The other women now crowded around, eagerly asking to be taught this art. The man laid a book on the table. It was grey and inscribed with fiery letters that shone through the room, where there was no other light. He began to teach the women from the book, explaining its contents to them, and the youth committed to memory all that he said. When the lesson was over, each of the women brought forth a bottle of red fluid, from which the master supped, returning the bottles to them. After that they took leave of him with great reverence, and left, each, as the youth could see now, having her bridle and mount. One had the leg bone of a horse, another a jawbone, a third a shoulder bone, and so on. Each now bridled her mount and rode away. But the pastor's wife looked for hers in vain. She rushed all around the house, and when she least expected, the youth leaped down from the roof and threw the bridle over her. Then he mounted on her and rode back home. He learned so much that he was able to guide her in the right way, and nothing is told of their journey until they reached the stable from which they had gone. The youth then dismounted and tied the pastor's wife in the stall. After that he went inside and told his story, saying where he had been, and where the mistress was, and how all that had come about. Everyone was astonished at the story, not least the pastor, whose wife was now taken and forced to confess. In the end, she admitted that she and 11 other pastors' wives had spent several years at the Black School, and the fiend himself had taught them witchcraft, and now only 1 year was left of their studies. For his fee, their master had required their blood, which was what the youth had seen in the bottles. Later, the pastor's wife received a fitting payment for her crimes. There we go. That's one from Iceland. A good old witch story. Alright, Sassy, you're at bat. Still no sign of chaos. I'm surprised. Oh God, oh no. The pressure. You got this, Sassy. I believe in you. Japan? I've got Japan. got plenty from Japan. I don't know how PG it is, but it's Japan. You never know what you're gonna get when you get it from Japan. Hold on. Do I have nothing on yokai? Give me a second. Kindly steer clear of the fish people. You don't gotta tell me twice. I'm scarred by that. I will never live that down. Let's see. I do have Japan. I don't know if I just did that. Yeah, let's try this. Here we go. Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here. This one's called The Corpse Rider. The body was cold as ice. The heart had long ceased to beat. Yet there were no other signs of death. Nobody even spoke of burying the woman. She had died of grief and anger at having been divorced. It would have been useless to bury her, because the last undying wish of a dying person for vengeance can burst asunder any tomb and lift the heaviest graveyard stone. People who lived near the house in which she was lying fled from their homes. They knew she was only waiting for the return of the man who had divorced her. At the time of her death, he was on a journey. When he came back and was told what had happened, terror had seized him. "If I can find no other help before dark," he thought to himself, "she will tear me to pieces." It was yet only the hour of the dragon. Footnote, please help. It was only 8 o'clock in the morning? Fucking lightweight. Hold on. Of course, looking at the friggin' footnote brought me to the friggin' end of the book. Here we go. But he knew that he had no time to lose. He went at once to an inyoshi, which is a word I gotta look up because I don't know a lick of Japanese. A professor and master of the science of Inyo, the old Chinese nature philosophy. Oh, basically, okay. He's like a fortune-telling kind of dude. He went at once to an inyoshi and begged for succor. The inyoshi knew the story of the dead woman, and he had seen the body. He said to the supplicant, "A very great danger threatens you. I will try to save you, but you must promise to do whatever I shall tell you to do." Wolfex! Hey dude, what's up? Oh, thank you. 29 months. Holy crap. How are you? You get to pick what spooky story we're doing next. Shit. What am I doing? A very great danger threatens you. I will try to save you, but you must promise to do whatever it is I shall tell you to do. There is only one way by which you can be saved. It is a fearful way, but unless you find the courage to attempt it, she will tear you limb from limb. If you can be brave, come to me again in the evening before sunset. The man shuddered, but he promised to do whatever should be required of him. At sunset, the Inyoshi went to him, to the house where the body was lying. The Inyoshi pushed open the sliding doors and told his client to enter. It was rapidly growing dark. I dare not, gasped the man, quaking from head to foot. I dare not even look at her. You will have to do much more than look at her, declared the Inyoshi, and you promised to obey. Go in. He forced the trembling man into the house and led him to the side of the corpse. Oh, fuck. Okay. I need to read ahead to make sure this is... Nah, you're totally fine, Wolfex. Welcome in. I'm glad to see you here. Alright. Oh, boy. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I need to make sure there's no undead smut here. And of course it froze again. Why would it work? Okay. Da 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 da. Okay. Who's doing what with the corpse? That's what I'm ascertaining. I think we're okay. Okay. Is keyword. It's all good. Alright, so he goes into the house with the corpse. If it's happened again, I'm never making the suggestion again without knowing the story ahead of time. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. The dead woman was lying on her face. Now, you must get astride upon her, said the Inyoshi, and sit firmly on her back, as if you were riding a horse. Come, you must do it. The man shivered so much that the Inyoshi had to support him. Shivered horribly, but he obeyed. Now take her hair in your hands, commanded the Inyoshi. Half in the right hand, half in the left. So, you must grip it like a bridle. Twist your hands in it, both hands, tightly. That's the way. Listen to me. You must stay like that till morning. You will have reason to be afraid in the night, plenty of reason. But whatever may happen, never let go of her hair. If you let go, even for 1 second, she will tear you to giblets. The Inyoshi then whispered some mysterious words in the ear of the body and said to its rider, Now, for my own sake, I must leave you alone with her. Remain as you are. Above all things, remember that you must not let go of her hair. And he went away, closing the doors behind him. Hour after hour the man sat upon the corpse in black fear, and the hush of the night deepened and deepened about him, till he screamed to break it. Instantly the body sprang beneath him, as if to cast him off, and the dead woman cried out loudly, Oh, how heavy it is! Yet I shall bring that fellow here now. Then tall she rose and leapt to the doors and flung them open. and rushed into the night, always bearing the weight of the man. But he, shutting his eyes, kept his hands twisted in her long hair, tightly, tightly, though fearing with such a fear that he could not even moan. How far she went he never knew. He saw nothing. He only heard the sound of her naked feet in the dark. Picha, 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 and the hiss of her breathing as she ran. At last she turned and ran back in the house, and lay down upon the floor exactly as at first. Under the man she panted and moaned, till the cocks began to crow. Thereafter she lay still. See? Nothing bad happened. But the man, chattering his teeth, sat upon her until the Inyoshi came at sunrise. "Oh, so you did not let go of her hair," observed the Inyoshi, greatly pleased. "Ah, that is well. Now you can stand up." He whispered again into the ear of the corpse, and then said to the man, "You must have passed a fearful night, but nothing else could have saved you. Hereafter you may feel secure from her vengeance." The conclusion of this story I do not think to be morally satisfying. It is not recorded that the corpse rider became insane or that his hair turned white. We are only told that he worshipped the Inyoshi with tears of gratitude. A note appended to the recital is equally disappointing. It is reported, the Japanese author says, that the grandchild of the man who rode the corpse still survives, and that a grandson of the Inyoshi is at this very time living in a village called Otokunoi Mura, probably pronounced Otonoi Mura. Okay. This village name does not appear in any Japanese directory of today, but the names of many towns and villages have been changed since the foregoing story was written. No smut. We're good. We're good, chat. We're good. I had my doubts, but we're okay. Alright, Wolfex. If you want to throw your hat in the ring, you can make a suggestion as to what we read next. Just a topic. Or a place, or a theme. Phew. Yeah, right? I got a little nervous there. I was like, oh no. Yeah, that fish thing, man. Yeah, the only Lovecraft thing I'm reading after that is by Mr. Lovecraft himself. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson good, and I learned my lesson well. We do not trust fanfic. Ever. Ever. Asterisk unless it's been pre-approved. God. When was that? Was that about a year ago? Internet is such a derp. Sorry for the delays. Don't worry. I'm just gonna run my mouth. You don't gotta worry about that. You don't gotta be sorry. You know Wolfie. Wolfie can go wah 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 wah. Chatter, chatter, chatter. Always, always. I feel bad that Chaos isn't here. I still gotta read the story I wrote for him. fan fiction, what a wild ride that can be sometimes, right? It's either completely innocuous and creative and fine, or it's just straight up. I don't even know. Just like a horror. And not the good kind. How long ago was that? That must have been just about a year ago, wasn't it? How long have we been doing Spooky Story Night? When is the anniversary of Spooky Story Night? Hang on. Alright, YouTube. My hands smell like apple crisp incense, and it's actually very funny to me. Alright, let me go to my channel. Go to videos. I'm gonna search Spooks. There's an easier way to do this. Good God, I've made a lot of videos. Spooky stories. Halloween spooky stories. Spooky stories. Yeah, about a year. It's been a minute, yeah. I kind of like this tradition, though. I really like it. Spooky, scary story time is filling up my stream. Do 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 do. Have to get a check on. Oh, I think they're fine. I think they're fine. Let me check. Yeah, they're fine. They've just been here a long while. Yeah, you don't gotta worry about. Yeah, I know about them. And I don't think they have any untoward affiliations either. They're fine. Yeah, that they're known about. They've been around since like 2018. Yeah, they're all good. Alright, Wolfex. Any suggestions, or are we throwing it back to the company here? Or anyone in chat can just shout out whatever they want me to read. I'm cool with that. And if it's already been said, you can always ask for more. Now it's stuck in my head. It's probably the scariest thing of all. Apparently, Leshy from Inscription is a forest demon in Slavic mythology. I didn't know that until this week. Or if I did know that, I forgot it. Let me see what I've got here. Nah, don't worry. Literally, you can say any random word and I will find something. I've got werewolves, I've got possessions, I've got Victorian ghost stories for some reason. I've got Lovecraft, I've got Native American stuff, I've got stuff from the American South, I've got stuff from Indiana, I've got stuff from, oh man, Texas, British Columbia, specifically southwestern Connecticut. Beans? I could probably find something about beans. Hold on. Where would I be most likely to find beans? Beans. Honestly, China. Which is like a weird thing to say. I'm most likely to find beans in China. Inscription. Okay. Alright, let me go for Inscription first, but then beans, because, Baba Yaga, hold on. Or I might be able to do, well, Baba Yaga is pretty, fairy tales of the Russians and other Slavs. I might have a good chance of that. Let me take a look. Oh. I found it! I found the Leshy! Okay, so I've got Inscription. Now let me go find... Oh boy. Okay. Beans. I can try Russia because I'm here. Beans. If he's not looking to influence... Dude, I asked you so that you would. Okay. Now I'm hearing the Inscription music, and I think it's just my broken brain. Okay, no, let's go to China. Where's the big-ass book? Where's the big-ass book? Here's the big-ass book. We're gonna control F this bitch and go beans. Fuck, there's just not a lot of beans. I found mentions of beans. We have some beans. It's literally one mention of beans. Okay. Hold on. That's all Spooks Night is, a good old game of Stump the Wolfie. Maybe a little bit. Okay. Literally a single mention of beans. No. We can do better. You know what? I feel like the South would have something. In what country does the biggest of ass books reside? Probably Russia. They write a lot. Creepy Florida. You know what? Let's try Texas. Oh, you've got me here. Hold on. Beans. Red beans and rice. Only one? Coward. Alright. Appalachia. There's gotta be beans in Appalachia. 0? Oh, fuck off with that shit. Alright, Florida. Come on. Give me beans. 0. Wow. Okay. Werewolves are not gonna give me beans. Maine... probably not. America's Rural Mysteries. Come on. Come on. Beans. No. Nothing. Okay. Fuck. Come on, man. Goes along the Texas coast. Come on. Give me beans. Nothing. Apples in Appalachia. Appalachia's long, though. Great American Ghost Stories. America's got beans. Oh, it's only one. Wait, no, there are a few. But they're scattered. There's not a lot of beans. Hold on. Lack of beans and rice. Yeah. Pennsylvania doesn't have any beans. God damn it. West Texas. Maybe Texas has beans. 0. Come on, Texas. We're better than this. The South has no beans? I call bullshit. We're full of beans. Okay, hold on. I found something in the house. I found something in North Carolina. 2 mentions of beans. So far, this is a record. Alright. Okay. First I'm gonna read about the beans. And then I'm gonna tell you all about Leshy. Alright, I gotta get my South accent on. No, this is more Western. If I sweeten it up a little bit. Yeah, okay. Maybe. I don't know. I suck at these. This is not why y'all follow me. Anyway, this was called the Headless Haunt in Madison, North Carolina. The evening was windy and cold. It was a bad night to be out walking, but the old man and his wife kept pushing their way through the thick mud on the road, trying to reach their son's house. Darkness had fallen swiftly, and threatening clouds hovered overhead. "Mother, I reckon my feet are nigh on frozen," the old man said after a while, "and I'm hungry enough to eat a horse." "Well, Father, I think we should find a place to stay for the night," his wife replied, hugging her shawl tightly around her. "I reckon Junior won't mind if we don't arrive till morning." Heartened by this decision, the old couple kept watch for a place to spend the night. Soon they saw a house through the thick trees that lined the muddy road. As they approached, they saw that it was quite a grand house, with smoke rising from the chimney and the firelight flickering in many of the windows. "Father, I reckon the folks who live here are rich," the old woman said to her husband. "We best go round the back door." "Whatever you think best," said the old man, who didn't care which door they used so long as they got in out of the cold. They went around to the back porch and knocked on the door. A man's voice called, "Come in," so in they went. They found themselves in a large kitchen with a fire in the hearth and skillets waiting as if someone was about to prepare supper. But I was married there. That there's an accent. Thank you. Supper. But there was no one in the room. They looked around, but they didn't see the man who bade them enter. The old woman saw a rabbit boiling in the covered pot, and she smelled beans! Bacon. That was completely unnecessary. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the jump scare. My computer had the word beans highlighted, and my brain was just like, okay, let's just put this in bold. Mildly, Jesus Christ. Alright. Oh. Alright, and she smelled beans bacon. On the wide wooden table there were meat and flour and lard. "Somebody's cooking dinner," the old woman told her husband, who was warming his hands over the fire. "I wonder where they be." "Seems a bit strange them running off just after they told us to come in," said the old man. "But meanwhile, Mother, take off your wet shoes and stockings and get yourself warmed up. I'll run out and fill up those buckets at the spring house we passed so we can have some coffee. Maybe our host will make himself known while I'm outside." "I'll get the brown beans and that Molly Cottontail and the cornbread ready for our dinner and 3 shakes of a lamb's tail," the old woman said with relish as she took off her wet shoes and stockings. The old... Was that beans better? Just beans. The old man went out with a bucket, and the old woman sat down by the fire to toast her feet. She was just thinking about getting up and mixing some cornbread right then, when right through the shut door came a man with no head. The old woman gasped in fear and astonishment. The old man was wearing breeches, a vest, shirt, coat, and shoes. He even wore a fancy collar. But rising above it was a bloody stump where his head should have been. "What in the name of the Lord do you want?" the old woman gasped. Spooky beans. And the man started to talk to her without any mouth. The words seemed to form themselves in the old woman's head as he told her how he came to be this way. "I'm in misery, madam," the man said. "I was killed by a robber who was after my money. He removed my head with a cutlass and took me to the cellar and buried my head on one side and my body on the other. Then this villain and his companions dug all around my cellar, but unfortunately they did not find my treasure. Alas, they went away and left me in 2 pieces, doomed to haunt this house till someone should restore my head and bury me in one grave." The old woman was moved by the ghost's story. "How is it that no one's ever restored you?" she said. "There have been others, madam, who have entered this house, but none addressed me in the name of the Lord. I was unable to speak to them." Okay. Sure. I'll take it. Hold on. I am messaged. Okay, gotcha. Just sent you the story. Okay, good. Yeah. I'll mark that as unread. I'll get to that after stream. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Unable to speak to them. At that moment, the door swung open, passing right through the body of the ghost. That was in italics. The other was all caps and bold. You're right. It's been a while since I've pulled a prank on y'all. At that moment, the door swung open, passing right through the body of the ghost. The old man hurried in with his bucket full of water, stamping his feet to get the mud off. "Mother, it's plumb cold out there," he said, setting the bucket on the shelf. He turned back toward the door, intending to shut it, and saw the ghost. The old man gasped and backed away, his horrified gaze on the bloody stump where the ghost's head should be. "It's all right, Father," the old woman said hastily, closing the door against the cold. "Sir, please tell your husband your tale in the name of the Lord." So the ghost told the old man his story. When the ghost finished, he asked the old couple to go to the cellar and find his head so he could be buried in one grave. "If in your kindness you restore me, I will show you where my treasure is buried," the headless haunt concluded. The old man looked at his wife, who nodded. "He will surely help you," he told the ghost. "Just let me get a torch and a shovel." "You will not need a torch," said the ghost. With great dignity, the fuck was that? He walked to the fire and stuck his finger in it. The finger blazed up as bright as any torch. He pointed to the place where the shovels were kept, and then led the old couple down into the dark cellar by the light of his finger. "There. That's where my head is buried," said the ghost, pointing down the north end of the cellar. "And there is where my body is buried," he finished, pointing toward a hole in the south corner. "But dig here first, and you will find my barrels of silver and gold." The headless haunt lit up a section of the floor, and the old couple started to dig. They dug until the old woman was almost worn out. They were deep under the cellar floor, and the old man's shovel made a hollow thump as he pushed it into the soil, and they soon uncovered several barrels full of gold and silver. The old woman sat on her heels, running her finger through her beautiful coins, lit by the blazing finger of the ghost. With tears in her eyes, she said, "Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, and now we must restore your head to you." Her husband, who was staring speechlessly at the gold and silver, came out of his trance and said, "That we must, mother. Good sir, if you will show us again where your head's buried." The old man helped his wife out of the pit, and they followed the ghost to the corner where his head was buried. A few turns of the shovel produced the head, and the husband lifted it with the shovel and offered it to the ghost. The haunt reached over with dignity, took his head in his hands, and put it on his neck. Then he lit several candles with his burning fingers so the old couple would have light to remove the gold and silver from the pit they'd dug. He blew out his finger, and, still keeping a firm grip on his head, walked over to the south corner and sank through the floor into the place where his body was buried. Just before his head sank into the ground, he said, "Thank you, good sir and kind madam." As soon as the last bit of the ghost disappeared, the ground shook and the house trembled above their heads. Then a voice came from under the ground. "You've restored me. I'm now buried together, head and corpse. Because of your kindness, I give you my lands, my house, and my money. May you be as rich as I was, and come to a more honorable end." The old man and his wife stared at one another in shock for a moment. Then the old woman smiled and picked up one of the candles the headless haunt had lit for them. "Come, father," she said. "We have the rest of our lives to count this gold. That cottontail will be boiled over if we wait much longer to eat supper." The old man took the other candle and helped his wife up the stairs. They were covered with dirt from their digging, so they washed themselves clean with lye soap. Then the old woman mixed up a batch of cornbread, and the old man made some coffee with the water from the spring house. They had a wonderful supper of cottontail and cornbread and brown beans and hot coffee. And the old man and the old woman lived the grand house the rest of their days, with money to spare for food and clothing. When they died at last of old age, they left a large inheritance for their grandchildren, and no one ever saw the headless haunt again. You thought I wouldn't be able to do it. You thought I wouldn't be able to find a story with beans. And I did. But let's get to Leshy. And the coffee is probably made with beans too. Right? Alright, here we go. Here's inscription for Wolfex. This is Leshy. A certain priest's daughter went strolling in the... Sorry. Bean hype. A certain priest's daughter went strolling in the forest one day, without having obtained leave from her father or her mother, and she disappeared utterly. 3 years went by. Now in the village where her parents dwelt, there lived an old bold hunter who went daily roaming through the thick woods with his dog and his gun. One day he was going through the forest. All of a sudden his dog began to bark, and the hair on his back bristled up. The sportsman looked and saw lying in the woodland path before him a log, and on the log sat a moujik, waving a shoe out of birch bark. And as he weaved the shoe, he kept looking up at the moon and saying with a menacing gesture, "Shine, shine, O bright moon." Being hype? That's gonna become a meme. The sportsman was astounded. How comes it, thinks he, that the moujik looks like that? He's still young, but his hair is as grey as a badger's. He only thought these words, but the other replied, as if guessing what he meant, "Grey am I, being the devil's grandfather." Then the sportsman guessed that before him no mere moujik, but a leshy. He leveled his gun, and bang! He let it have it right in the paunch. The leshy groaned, and seemed to be going to fall across the log, But directly afterwards he got up and dragged himself into the thickets. After him ran the dog in pursuit, and after the dog followed the sportsman. He walked and walked until he came to a hill. In that hill was a fissure, and the fissure stood the hut. He entered the hut. There on the bench lay Leshy, stone dead. By his side sat a damsel, exclaiming amid bitter tears, "Who will now give me food and drink?" "Hail, fair maiden," says the hunter. "Tell me where you come from and whose daughter you are." "Ah, good youth, I know not that myself, any more than if I had never seen the free light, never known a father and mother." "Well, get ready as soon as you can. I will take you back to Holy Russia." Sorry, that invitation was a bit... Okay, cool. So, he took her away with him and brought her out of the forest, and all the way as she went along, he cut marks on the trees. Now, this damsel had been carried off by the Leshy, and had lived in its hut for 3 years. Clothes were all worn out, or had gotten torn off her back, so she was stark naked. But she wasn't even a little ashamed of that. When they reached the village, the sportsman began asking whether there was anyone who had lost a girl. Up came the priest and cried, "Why, it's my daughter!" Up came running the priest's wife and cried, "Oh, you dear child, where have you been so long? Apparently she's a little bit of Irish in her as well. I had no hope of ever seeing you again." But the girl gazed and just blinked her eyes, understanding nothing. Okay, so where that from cover? After a time, however, she began slowly to come back to her senses. Then the priest and his wife gave her in marriage to the hunter, and rewarded him with all sorts of good things. And they went in search of the hut in which she lived while she was with the Leshy. Long did they wander about the forest, but that hut they never found. So, yeah, that was the end of her card playing days, apparently. Alrighty. Y'all want more? What else do you want me to read? Oh. Phasmo Ghosts? I'm actually planning on playing Phasmo with Zerp tomorrow. I can try to play Phasmo solo. It's probably not gonna work out for me well. I could try. Y'all want me to do that? I could do that. Oh, stories about ghosts. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Alright, no, we're good. Okay, no. Stories I've got in spades. Not sure what that is, but sounds good on the storyline. Hell yeah. Like the Obake. Ooh! Oh! Yes. Okay. Hold on. Well, I've definitely got Banshee in here. All I would need to do is go to Ireland. Actually, hold on. Let me pull up the list. Okay. Phasmophobia ghost list. Here we go. Ghost types. Here we go. We've got Hantu, we've got Jin, we've got Mare. Yurei, yokai. Well, yokai is kind of lazy because yokai is every fucking thing. Hantu, Jin, Wailing. Spirit is also lazy. Let's try... I must have something on yokai. Hold on. Really? That genuinely surprises me. I have a book of yokai. Hold on. Let me see if I can do you one better. Okay. No, that's not it. Hold on. Hold on. Book of yokai. A field guide to Japanese yokai. If we want to get serious. The best area of Japanese monsters, yokai 3. I don't need a bestiary. Okay, Japanese ghost stories. That should get us somewhere. Japanese ghost stories. That I have. Legends and folklores. No, I've got that. Lantern. I think I got rid of that. English language learners. Oof. Let's see. Japanese spooky stories. Let's see. That's not gonna pull anything. Yeah. Let's try Japanese. Film. War crimes. Alright, let's try the book of yokai here. Traditional monster imagery, no. Encyclopedia of Mononoke and Magic. There's also Tales of Japan. Okay, hold on. Film, warm crimes. Yeah, Book of Hakutaku. Hour of meeting evil spirits. I don't even know what the Mononoke is, but I probably should. Compendium of Japanese folklore. I don't even know what I'm doing. The Legends of Tono. I have no idea what the fuck that is either, but I'm just gonna click on it. Tales from Times Past. Fine. Let's look at the Book of Yokai, though. Because I have that. Let's see. Introducing Yokai, shapeshifting. Yokai practice, Yokai theory. Holy fuck. Okay. You said Obake, right? Let me just control F Obake. Okay, here we go. I found it. Bakemono and Obake. During the Edo period, another word, bakemono, began appearing in all sorts of contexts, from illustrated books to kabuki plays, to misemono, spectacle shows. Meaning literally changing thing, or thing that changes. Bakemono emphasizes transformation, a characteristic common to many yokai. But its usage was not limited only to shape-shifting things. Bakemono also applied to all sorts of strangely formed, frightening, or anomalous creatures. Even today, bakemono is commonly used in casual conversation, and sometimes in academic and literary discussions. A related word, obake, is still popular as well, particularly among children. Both bakemono and obake are similar to the English word monster. Okay. And can refer to an evil person, or someone, or somebody, or something extremely large. As in, look at that monster pumpkin. Okay. In recent years, however, the word yokai became the word of choice. Okay, whatever. Yeah, it looks like it's just a... Oh my god. This one literally looks like a minion. Like most obake, Hitotsume Kozo is a minor deity that has become divorced from its foundations and lost its lineage. At some point in the long-distant past, in order to turn somebody into a relative of a deity, there's a custom of killing a person on the festival day for that deity. My god. Probably in the beginning so that he could be quickly captured in the event of an escape. They would poke out one eye and break one leg of the chosen person. And that person would be treated very favorably and afforded great respect. After a while, this sort of sacrificial rite came to an end, and all that remained was the ritual in which the eye was poked out. And in due course, the time came when putting out the eye became a superfluous procedure. Meanwhile, it was long remembered that the sacred spirits, Goryo, of the past had one eye. It is only natural that when the deity became separated from the control of the higher gods and started to wander the mountains, fields, and roads, it came to be seen as exceedingly frightening. Although there is no actual evidence for Yanagita's assertion that the connection between human sacrifice and the Hitotsume Kozo, his comments are significant because they associate the sacred and godlike with the outcast, doomed, or deformed. Hitotsume Kozo also exhibits an imbalance, one eye and one leg, that sets it apart from normal human society, and his physical disability hints at special invisible abilities. Okay, that is one kind of obake. Oh, here we go, an umbrella monster. Although there are no known narratives or folk beliefs associated specifically with the kasabake, also called the kasa obake or the karakasa obake, this umbrella monster has become a staple of yokai iconography. appearing in everything from Edo period games to contemporary live-action films and anime. The kasabake is generally portrayed as an old-style Japanese umbrella, made of oil paper on a bamboo frame, with 2 arms, 1 eye, a long tongue, and, in place of a handle, a single leg with a wooden geta sandal. The kasabake is decidedly light-hearted and lovable image, particularly in film versions in which it hops around on its single leg. Not to be overly English, but do they have a flag? They probably do. There's probably a flag. There's probably a flag obake at this rate. Alright, so that's the obake. Here we go. What else from here can I try? I'm not sure what a hantu is. It's Malay or Indonesian. In modern use, it means spirits of the dead, but also has come to refer to any legendary, invisible beings such as demons. Also, animistic nature spirits or ancestral souls. I like how Hantu Air is the spirit inhabiting the water. That threw me off. Okay, so Hantu is Indonesian. Let's try for Oni. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Oni and Hyakiago. I butchered that shit. Hyakiagyo. Jeez, if Fiona were here now, she'd beat my ass for that. Oh, good thing she hasn't been here in like 11 years. Another term to signify danger and fear was Oni, generally translated today as demon or ogre. During the Heian period, Oni was a default label for any sort of nasty and threatening creature, usually but not always human-like in shape. For example, Oni, in this case pronounced ki, how, is embedded in the word Hyakiagyo, alternately pronounced Hakiako, which can be translated as night procession of 100 Oni. Oh, I know about this. Okay. In Heian period texts, Hyakiagyo usually refers to a procession of dangerous beings passing through the Heian capital, present-day Kyoto. Warnings that the Hyakiagyo would be out on a given evening were provided by the Onmyoryo, or the Bureau of Divination, staffed by practitioners of Onmyodo, a complex system of divination and geomancy based on the principles of yin and yang. When the Hyakiagyo was on the move, it was to be avoided. Suddenly the familiar space of the city was possessed by wild, unpredictable, dangerous demons. For a short time, this world and the other world would intersect, and the usual rules of human culture were invalid. It was also possible for people traveling outside the city to inadvertently stumble into alien territory possessed by demons. One tale from the Uji-shi Monogatari, a collection of tales from Uji, circa 1220. Hereafter, Tales of Uji. Tells of a monk traveling alone through the province of Setsu, near the present-day city of Osaka. Coming upon a deserted temple, he decides to settle in for the night and begins chanting an incantation to the guardian deity Fudo. But suddenly a crowd some 100 strong came surging into the temple, every one of them with a torch in his hand. When they got close, he saw that they were fantastically weird creatures, not men at all. They were all sorts of them. Some only with one eye, some with horns, while their heads were more terrible than words can describe. The monk spends a terrifying night, surviving only because Fudo protects him. After the gang of Oni finally leaves and the sun rises, the monk is shocked to discover that there is no temple at all, and he cannot even find the path that brought him there. Eventually, he meets some travelers who inform him that he is in the province of Hizan, hundreds of miles from Setsu. In some case, just even looking at the Hyakyagyo could be fatal. Okagami, for example, recounts an episode in which the nobleman named Morosuke encounters Hyakyagyo while traveling through the capital. After commanding his entourage to set down his carriage, he lowers the blinds and recites a protective incantation. After the danger finally passes, he raises the blinds and continues on his journey. Interestingly, the passage suggests that only Morosuke, as a member of the nobility, is endangered by looking at the procession of demons. Apparently, his servants cannot even see them. Given the danger and fear associated with looking upon this night procession, it is ironic that in succeeding generations, Hyakyagyo would become subject of numerous illustrations, many of them light-hearted and not in the least frightening. Perhaps the most famous are a number of picture scrolls, many of which are simply called Hyakyagyo Emake. Because the images in these picture scrolls often allude to earlier versions, and the artists were clearly aware of each other's work, collectively they can be thought of a kind of series, with the Hyakyagyo Emake label broadly applying to the genre itself. Okay. So... Oh, here we go. Here's more on the Oni. A ubiquitous character in Japanese folklore, religion, and popular culture, the Oni may be variously translated into English as demon, devil, or ogre. Found in written documents as far back as the 8th century, Oni feature in numerous folk tales and legends, and more recently in manga, anime, and film. Historically, there is a wide variety of Oni images, but contemporary Japanese culture, Oni are commonly imagined as large, powerful, frightening, human-like male figures in red, blue, black, or yellow faces, clawed hands, and sharp, protruding fangs. They have horns, carry an iron staff or club, and wear a loincloth, fundoshi, made of tiger skin. The treasure too. While many of these details vary, the horns, whether a single protrusion or two or more, are the creature's most definitive feature in modern Japanese imagination. This is like more of a scholarly text. I don't know if y'all are about this. Let me see what else I've got here. Field guide to over 100 in Japanese yokai. Habitat, Okay. I'm enjoying the nerdiness, so whatever works just fine with you. Okay, sweet. Here we go. I found a whole bunch of shit for my own research, but that isn't gonna work here. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh god, this is during a pandemic at a wedding. Here we go. This rain track though is so nice. You can actually get it. It's asoftmurmur.com, I think. Let me check that to make sure I'm right. Yeah, you can get it there. Let's see here. Good lord. The first few pages is just straight acknowledgements. And it won't let me preview anything beyond that. Nice. Okay. Good god. Well, that's how you know it's good. No, it's not. I have no idea how many pages it is. Alright, fair. Legends of biographical... Oh, I don't care about the dude who founded the studies. Folk legends of Japan. Field guide to Japanese yokai. No dramas. The Yurei attack. Hold on. Japan spirits, deities, and fantastic creatures. That might be something. Kotiki. Okay. Give me a second to get this, chat. Oh boy. Okay, help me out here. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh, I think I fucked it up. Okay, hold on. Oh, I didn't fuck it up. That's honestly shocking. Okay, that works out. This collection of kin powerful I can't care about that. Y'all like my intermission sounds? Yeah. Alright, here we go. Folk legends. Let's see if I can get something worth my salt here. Oh, this isn't worth the paper it's printed on. No, that's not gonna help me at all. Damn it. Okay. Sugar. Well, let me try this. Hold on. You're really gonna be a pain in my ass, aren't you? Okay, hold on. Yes, I know, you have lots of illustrations. I don't care. Give me your table of contents, you fuck. You asshole. Okay. Well, that's not exceedingly helpful. Man, I'm striking out, chat. I'm stumped. Y'all want some Inscription? I can't find a good... Like, I'm sure it's out there. I just can't find a good... I can't find a good anthology. I have an idea, though. I have one more search term I can use. Okay. Oh, this is not in English. Okay. I didn't get lost in the rain. You got lost in the rain. I got lost in the rain for sure. I think I just got lost. Okay. Folklore. No, that doesn't help at all. Okay. Japanese demon. Try that. Okay. Japanese demon lore. Alright, we're getting somewhere. The Demon at Agi Bridge. Okay. Sexual demons, no. We don't need that. We really don't need that. Alright. Japanese. Demon. That's gonna be the same shit. Yes. Yes, it is. But we are getting somewhere. Let me preview this. Derpy spelling, I understood you, you're fine. 7 demon stories from medieval Japan. Okay. Oni. Okay. Oh, it's 307 pages for 7 stories. That's a red flag. Why? Let me look at this. Oh. God. No, this is an academic paper sort of deal. Yeah, and that's why. I had a feeling that was why. Another bird stream. Oh god. Do you really want to do that? If it had to be another bird stream, at least it would be Chinese. Heavens, no. Another Japanese tales. Alright, let me take a look at this. It's not a complex story, it's just there's... On the evil death, I visited immediately on the evil and perverse son who plotted to kill his mother. What the fuck? Tales of the now past. Alright, yeah, this isn't it. This ain't it, dog. No, I hadn't meant to do that. Okay. Oh lord, we crashing. Okay, now we're good. Okay. I'm still looking. Women, I don't care about women. It's just there's 100 pages. Yeah, like, literally though. New history of Shinto. Beautiful boys. Kabuki female likeness. Zen teachings. Give me ghost stories, goddammit. Miraculous things, Japanese tales, essential lotus. It's like poems of Dufu. Japanese tales of mystery and imagination. Okay. 1991? It's not letting me see the table of contents, so I'm not... Oh god. And now we're in Novel Place. Ah, okay. No, we're getting out of here. Night Parade of 100... Yeah. Honestly, same. I don't care about women either. No, like, it's not that I don't care about women in particular. Like, it's not like I don't care about any women. It's just, I don't care about women in particular. It's just like, I can't stomach feminist literature. I just cannot do it. It is noxious to me. I just get annoyed. Alright. Let me see this. Dude, just let me download it. Oh, boy. Yeah, like... I don't know, like... I should care, maybe, but... I just... don't. Man, my shit is just chugging along. Oh, fuck. Please don't say you crashed. No, we're good. Yeah, people are people, so why should it be? I should give a shit about what these guys think. Dun 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 dun. Alright, finally I got this to friggin' load. Let's see. Why the fuck is there... Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Insect studies? Alright, Yuki Onna. Horai. Chikininki. Hearing a bell. Ote, Oshidori. I don't know what any of these are. I don't know what any of these are. It's like when people say to me, but men are this, right? And I try to hide that I'm gender fluid and honestly don't care. Yeah, it's with me too. And people try to, like... I guess it's like having a vagina in science gives people the right to make all sorts of assumptions. And they're like, oh, well, you're, like, involved in this, right? And I'm like, I couldn't give two shits. I'm just trying to make it through the fucking day, dog. Ugh. Alright. I have no idea. Alright, here we go. This is a random Japanese story. Oh, fuck me. Ubazakura. 300 years ago, in the village called Asamimura, in the district of Osengori, in the province of Iyo, there lived a good man named Tokubei. This Tokubei was the richest person in the district, and the Murausa, or headman of the village. In most matters, he was fortunate. but he reached the age of 40 without knowing the happiness of becoming a father. Therefore, he and his wife, in the affliction of their childlessness, addressed many prayers to the divinity Fudo Myo-o, who had a famous temple called the Saihoji in Asamimura. At last their prayers were heard. The wife of Tokubei gave birth to a daughter. The child was very pretty, and she received the name Tsuyu. As the mother's milk was deficient, a milk nurse called Osode was hired for the little one. Otsuyu grew up to be a very beautiful girl, but at the age of 15 she fell sick, and the doctors thought that she was going to die. In that time, the nurse Osode, who loved Otsuyu with a real mother's love, went to the temple Saihoji and fervently prayed to Fudo-sama on behalf of the girl. Every day for 21 days she went to the temple and prayed, and at the end of that time, Otsuyu was suddenly and completely recovered. There was a great rejoicing in the house of Tokubei, and he gave a feast to all of his friends in celebration of the happy event. But on the night of the feast, the nurse Osode was suddenly taken ill, and on the following morning the doctor, who had been summoned to attend her, announced that she was dying. Then the family in great sorrow gathered about her bed to bid her farewell. But she said to them, "It is time that I should tell you something which you do not know. My prayer has been heard. I besought Fudo-sama that I might be permitted to die in the place of Otsuyu, and this great favor has been granted to me. Therefore you must not grieve about my death. But I have one request to make. I promised Fudo-sama that I would have a cherry planted in the garden of Saihoji for a thank offering and a commemoration. Now I shall not be able to plant the tree there myself, so I must beg that you will fulfill that vow for me. Goodbye, dear friends, and remember that I was happy to die for Otsuyu's sake." After the funeral of Osode, a young cherry tree, the finest that could be found, was planted in the garden of Saihoji by the parents of Otsuyu. The tree grew and flourished, and on the 16th day of the 2nd month of the following year, the anniversary of Osode's death, it blossomed in a wonderful way. So it continued to blossom for 254 years, always upon the 16th day of the 2nd month, and its flowers, pink and white. Alright, this is stream safe. And its flowers, pink and white, were like the nipples of a woman's breast, bedewed with milk. And the people called it Ubazakura, the cherry tree of the milk nurse. I was lied to. This is not about demons at all. I can't end it this way. Filth. It's just boobs, man. We've all seen worse. Hell, we've all read worse from here. Alrighty. Let's see. Good Lord, Japan, why? I don't know. You guys asked for Japan. No, you asked for Obake. No, you asked for Obake. Let the record stand. Alright. What's a mare? Mare ghost. I'm assuming it's just short for nightmare. Malicious entity in Germanic and Slavic folklore that rides on people's chests while they sleep, bringing on nightmares. Really? That I didn't know that was I didn't know that was them. The word mare comes through the Middle English mare, from Old English feminine noun mare. This term, okay, yeah, we don't gotta read the whole thing. Most scholars trace the word back to the reconstructed Proto-Indo-European root mer, associated with crushing, pressing, or oppressing, or according to other sources, to rub away or to harm. The mare was believed to ride horses, which left them exhausted and covered in sweat by the morning. She could entangle the hair of sleeping man or beast, resulting in mare locks called marflator, or martavor in Swedish, or marefletter and mareflocker in Norwegian. The belief probably originated as an explanation to the Polish plate phenomenon, a hair disease. Really? The mare is attested to as early as the Norse Ynglinga saga from the 13th century. Here, King Vanlandi Sveigðsson of Uppsala lost his life to a nightmare conjured by the Finnish sorceress Hulda, hired by the king's abandoned wife Drifa. The king had broken his promise to return within 3 years, and after 10 years had elapsed, the wife engaged the sorceress to either lure the king back to her, or failing that, to assassinate him. Valande had scarcely gone to sleep when he complained that the nightmare rode him. When the men held the king's head, it trod on his legs on the point of breaking. And when the retinue then seized his feet, the creature fatally pressed down on his head. In Sami mythology, there's an evil elf called Deatan, who transforms into a bird or other animal and sits on the chest of sleeping people, giving nightmares. Whoa. In Germany, they were known as Mara, Mar, or Mara. Here I am lying down to sleep, no nightmare shall plague me, until they have swum through all the waters that flow upon the earth and counted all the stars that appear in the firmament. Thus help me God, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen. That's like just a prayer that they use to ward them off. In Poland, it was Mora or Zmara, connected to the demon goddess of winter. It could be a soul of a person alive or dead, such as a simple woman. The mare can turn into animals or objects such as cats, frogs, yarn, straw, or apples. People believe that the mare drained people as well as cattle and horses of energy and or blood at night. Protection practices included drinking coffee before sleeping, taking the mare's hat, throwing a piece of noose at the demon, sleeping with a leather wedding belt or a scythe, inviting the mare for breakfast, changing one's sleeping position, smearing feces on the front door, or leaving a bundle of hay in one's bed and going to sleep in another room. To protect livestock, some people hung mirrors over the manger to scare the mare with its own face, or fixed dead birds of prey to the stable doors. Sometimes horses were given red ribbons or covered in a stinking substance. What the fuck? In Northwest and South Russian traditions, the Mara is a female character similar to a Kikimora, which I don't know what it is. Legendary creature, a female house spirit in Slavic mythology. It's a house demon. Usually invisible, it can take the form of a black woman with long shaggy hair, which she combs sitting on a yard. What? I knew there was a reason I had to drink coffee, and yeah, you'll never be bothered by a mare. Apparently. Alright, we'll look up one more. This is just off Wikipedia. What's a djinn? I guess it's just like a genie. Jinn are invisible creatures in early pre-Islamic Arabian religious systems and later in Islamic mythology and theology. Like humans, they are accountable for their deeds and can either be believers or unbelievers, depending on whether or not they accept God's guidance. Since jinn are neither innately evil nor innately good, Islam acknowledges spirits from other religions and was able to adapt spirits from other religions during its expansion. Represent several pagan beliefs integrated into Islam. Jinn are supposedly composed of thin and subtle bodies, ajsam. They can change at will. They would favor the form of snakes, but also appear as scorpions, lizards, or humans. The description of jinn is almost identical with that of the shadim from Jewish mythology. Oh shit. I didn't even know Jews had mythology. I thought that was just God is good and fuck everything else, but I guess we had angels, so... Whoops. Okay, so they're basically just spirits that might be... Jewish or Muslim. And they're afraid of iron and wolves. Believed to be able to take control over a human's body. Cannot enter a person whenever the jinn wants, rather the victim must be predisposed for possession or in a state of diaphia, or weakness, feelings of insecurity, mental instability, unhappy love, or depression, being tired from the soul, or forms of diaphia. Wow, this is fascinating. What's a yurei? One last one. Yurei. Figures in Japanese folklore analogous with the Western model of ghosts. Dim spirit. If the person dies in a sudden or violent manner, such as murder or suicide, if the proper rites have not been performed, or if they are influenced by powerful emotions such as desire for revenge, love, jealousy, hatred, or sorrow, the daikon is believed to transform toward a yurei, which can then bridge the gap back to the physical world. The emotion or thought need not to be particularly strong or driven. Huh. Well. No. EOR Explorers is, you can ban that guy. I don't know what they are. But Mysidia is fine. God damn, Wikipedia, you chose a sexy picture for the yurei. What the hell? Do 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 do. Good lord. Okay, whatever. Um, that's all I've got. My voice is starting to go. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. More spooks at next week. And remember, even if October has to come to an end eventually, the spooks don't. So, if you guys encounter anything y'all want me to sexy Wikipedia feels, yeah, if there's anything y'all want me to read or look into, feel free to let me know. But in the meantime, do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Make smart decisions. Do not die. Dying is absolutely forbidden, and I will see all of you wonderful people at a later time. And take care, guys. Good night!